Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Department of English, Government Postgraduate College, Attak. I am Nasir Ali Shah. Students, we are reading the text of the first chapter of the book, The Dying Sun. In our previous lecture, we read that the writer tells us that when we stand upon our little earth, which the writer compares with a little grain of sand, when we stand upon this little grain of sand or upon this little earth and try to discover the nature, and we try to look at the universe which surrounds us, our first feeling is something like fear. So the writer tells us that why do we feel fear when we look at the universe around us? The writer describes a few reasons which we have read so far in the previous lecture. The first reason the universe seems to us to be frightening is because of its immense distances which we do not understand. Previously, in the early part of this chapter, we read that the distance between the two stars is at least 1,000,000 miles. And some stars have even more distance than this. So we come to know that there is a distance of millions of miles between the stars. And due to this example, we can understand, or we have a little imagination about about the whole size of the universe. So, first reason of our fear, or the first reason that the universe seems to us to be frightening, is of its immense means huge, very large distances, vast distances, which we do not understand. This is the first reason. Second reason is because of the stretches of time so great that we cannot imagine them, making the whole of human history so very small in comparison. The second reason that the universe, due to which the universe seems to us to be frightening, is because of the stretches of time. The time from where it has started, the history of this earth, or the history of the sun, or the history of the planetary system, or of the whole of the universe, we do not know when this whole system started, and since when it exists in this universe, and for how long will it go on existing or being there, we do not understand. And while we compare our human history, the traces of which we find some 4,000 or 5,000 years in the past, this whole of human history becomes very small in comparison of the whole of the universe. So this is the great stretches of time which we cannot even imagine. This is another reason due to which the universe seems to us to be frightening. Number third reason is because of our extreme loneliness. It means that this is the universe which is full of numerous billions of stars and planets, but we can find traces of life or traces of human life only on this little grain of sand, which is Earth. So while we look upon at the whole of the universe and billions of stars and planets, we find that life does not exist anywhere in this whole of the vast and huge universe. So we have a feeling of loneliness, that this is only very little planet Earth which is our home in space, and only upon this little planet the life exists. Whereas as compared to the Earth, there are stars which are millions of times bigger than the Earth. There is no life on them. So we find that we are lonely in this huge and very large and very vast universe. This is the third reason due to which the universe seems to us to be frightening. And the fourth reason is littleness of our home in space. Fourth reason is almost the same, that while we compare our Earth or the size of the Earth with the other planets or other stars in the universe, the Earth seems to us to be just like a little grain of sand. So while we see in front of us in the space stars which are so huge that the millions of Earths could be packed inside each and still leave room to spare, means that we find most of the stars which are millions of times bigger than the Earth, which are moving around our Earth or in this universe, we find that our Earth is very little in comparison with them. It is just like a grain of sand. So this is another reason due to which the universe seems to us to be frightening. So these are the main points which we have read so far in our previous lecture. Now today we start reading from the next paragraph. But above all else, we find the universe frightening because we cannot find any sign that life like our own exists anywhere in it except the Earth. Having considered all the above four reasons due to which the Earth seems to us to be frightening, which I have just gave you a little recap, which we read in the previous lecture or in the above paragraph. Now the writer says that these are the reasons, no doubt, due to which the universe seems to us to be frightening, or we feel fear in our hearts. But above all else, most important of them is another reason due to which we feel fear or the universe seems to us to be frightening. And that reason is that because we cannot find any sign. Sign mean any symbol. We cannot find any symbol in the whole of the universe that life like our own means the life which we see around us upon this earth, life of the human beings as well as life of the animals, birds, plants, all type of life or all type of living things which we see upon this earth, including ourselves, human beings. This type of life does not exist anywhere in this whole of the universe except upon earth. Indeed, for the most part, empty space is so cold that all life in it would be frozen. Indeed, when we look at the universe, we find that the most of the area of the space, empty space means the part of the space where there is no planet or no star, empty space where there is no matter. So that part of the space is so cold. Why is it cold? It is cold because the heat or the light of no star or no sun reaches in that part of the space. That is why most of the part of the space is so cold that life in it would be frozen. That if any type of life exists there or goes there, it would be frozen due to that extreme cold, because in the vast or open areas of the space there is no heat or no light from the thousands or even millions of miles away from the stars. Most of the matter in space. Now here the writer gives us both the areas of the universe. One area which is an empty space where is no matter, means where is no planet or star, and the most of the matter. Matter means all the things. Here the writer means planets or the stars, and most of the matter in space is so hot as to make life on it impossible. While on the one hand, the empty space is so cold that if any living being or any living thing exists there, or if goes there, it would be frozen. And on the other hand, the matter in the space or the stars are extremely hot. They are so hot that it makes life on it impossible. It means that life is not possible even on stars because they are extremely hot. So, where can life exist in this universe? The writer tells us in the next sentences. Life does not seem to have any part in the plan of the universe which produced our planetary system. So, the writer concludes that when we look at this huge and vast universe, there is a distance of millions of miles between the two stars, and those stars are millions or even billions in number, means they are countless. So it is extremely and unimaginably vast and huge universe, and life in it, life of the human beings or the life around us, which we see upon this earth, and life exists only on this little planet, which is just like a grain of sand. So the writer concludes that if life does not exist in this huge and very vast universe, it seems to him that life does not seem to have any part in the plan of the universe. Means when the creator, if the writer believes in any creator, means God Almighty, planned to make this universe or to create this universe, the writer concludes that there was human life was not in the part of the plan of the universe. If it had been, if life had been a part of the plan of the universe, it would have been existed on a much larger scale or on much larger number of stars or planets which produced our planetary system. So this universe which produced our planetary system. Planetary system means this system of which our earth is a part, these which includes all the planets which are moving or rotating around the sun. So this is our planetary system. So the writer in this paragraph concludes that apart from the other reasons due to which the universe seems to us to be frightening because of its huge size, because of its immense distances, because of its stretches of time, and because of our extreme loneliness, above all these reasons, there is another greater reason, and that is our loneliness, that life like our own does not exist anywhere in this huge and very vast universe. So the writer in the end concludes that it seems as if life emerged or appeared upon this planet in this universe just accidentally. It does not have any specific plan, or it is not created with a specific plan. Otherwise it would have been existed on other planets or other stars as well. So students, this is enough for today's lecture. We shall continue reading the text with explanation in our next lectures.